What is going on, guys? It's Lachiebuzzx here, and today I'm going to do the entire Halo Wars 2 campaign on Legendary. These are going to be guides on how you can beat them really easily, and yeah, I will do these in order. I'm going to be excluding the signal because, you know, it's not actually a mission, and these will be in different parts, so let's get into it with a new enemy. Listen
up, team. The Banished are dug in deep.
Alright, here we are.
Controlling this installation.
I'm probably going to be skipping cutscenes, and I might just leave I'll leave stuff like this in because, you know, kind of have to if I want to start the game really early. Anyway, so you won't see any blur cutscenes, just leave it just like this. Alright. This won't be a walkthrough because I could lose a lot. So yeah.
Roger that, Strike One. Take them out.
This is one of an easy encounter. Just target one squad at a time, and you should be able to take him out relatively easily. You might lose the Marine squad like I did, or you have the good chance of keeping one. But you know.
Troops garrisoned up ahead. I'm dropping in support to help you clear them out.
Alright, now that we have Hellbringers, killing infantry should be a lot easier. Alright, now when you move up, there should be a few squads over here. If you can, try and get your Hellbringers in the garrison. If you can't do that, just send all of your units to attack the garrison on the infantry in the garrison, and maybe you'll be able to take that over with your Hellbringers. Because Hellbringers have the lowest health out of your infantry units, they should be in the garrison so they can take nearly no damage. If you feel like it's necessary, you can send them out and make them fight the grunt squads. If one's about to die, do what I do and send them away so they don't die. And just try to keep your Hellbringers alive because they're probably the most important things you'll need in this mission. Especially for this part, because if you lose all your Hellbringers, Jerome alone isn't going to really cut it.
Got it, Professor. Capture that power node, team. Eyes on me, Marines. Got a full tank.
So get the Marines to capture the thing if you can, because I'm fairly certain Marines capture and decapture the fastest. And while you're waiting, you might as well just blow some stuff up. So I'm gonna go blow these things up, just for fun.
Let's show them what we can do.
Looks like the Banished are using those nodes to pull power from the army. But now I can reconfigure them to supply our bases on the ground.
Alright, you should get some reinforcements.
Keep an eye out for
More Hellbringers.
Find a way to get across that canyon.
Make sure you keep, if you did it good enough, you should be able to keep all your Hellbringer squads and at least one Marine squad from before.
Jerome, the captain is deploying heavy forces across the target area. Keep an eye out for opportunities to coordinate fire.
Okay, let Jerome lead because he has the most health and he can take the most damage. Alright, once you get here, get your Hellbringers inside the garrisons, but them being them, they're going to quickly steal the garrisons off you.
Collect what you can. We're going to need all the help we can get.
Now, because those Kodiaks are helping, this part's going to be a lot easier. Try to keep your very back Hellbringer squad alive, but me being me, I lose one of my I lose most of my Hellbringers. If you need to, you can come back here just to wait. There's some enemies over here. And there's also supplies.
092, ready to go. On the double.
So this part of the mission is going to be pretty hard until you manage to get the regeneration drones. If you can, put Jerome and the Hellbringers in the garrison. That'll give them a lot of health, and they'll be able to survive a lot more. Those Kodiaks over there should be able to deal with most of the guys in the garrisons. Once it's safe, you can send all your units out and collect the supplies.
This is salvage operation, so I'm sending in some warthogs to help you scout ahead.
Alright, now that we have the warthogs, what you want to do is, instead of going straight down that way, you can go around the side and actually skip the enemies on this bridge.
So you can call them in to help.
092 reporting, sir.
If you need to, you can heal your Hellbringers, which is what I'm going to do here.
She's ready to go, sir. My ass is gone.
Now, two warthogs would always beat grunts every time, so you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about accidentally getting your warthogs killed by a few grunt squads.
Let's hustle.
If you can find these supply silos, kill them if you find them. Destroy them and take the supplies out of them.
Moving out.
Once you reckon you can bring the rest of your squad with the warthogs, do that and you'll be able to take them with you. If you can't get the supplies, just blow up the buildings next to it.
Let's show them what this baby can do. 092, ready to go.
Alright. Now, instead of going straight to the bridge, go around here so the enemy don't notice you and they have to actually come over the bridge to actually get to you.
I'm there.
If you want, you can take this supply silo and you can steal their stuff.
Operation is just up ahead.
Taking him down.
Now you should get some more units.
Incoming. Get
If you can, just put in Jerome and some Hellbringers inside.
ready for a cookout, sir.
The Hellbringers will be able to take cover while also deal with any infantry. You should also get some more infantry from the Pelicans, and because of that you should be able to deal with the rest of the enemies that are fighting.
Enemy reinforcements incoming.
Once you reckon you're ready, you can ungarrison the Hellbringers and start charging on the base.
All units. All units.
If you want to be more safe, you can group all your units up together. So if the enemies come and fight them, all the units are there to help each other.
There's another drone.
You may lose a few Marines or so, but that shouldn't really be a problem.
I wish they were never born.
All units.
Now, if you take a while, these Hornets will come along and start cleaning up a few buildings.
Light 'em up, Hornets.
If the Hornets are here, just deal with the infantry around, because the Hornets will deal with the base. Depending on how long you take is depending on how long you take and how many units you lose is depending on how many infantry the drop ships will drop, or the Pelicans.
Power ready.
If you need to, you can heal your units during the fight and deal with the banished base. Now once you're done with that, just mop up any stragglers.
Fire actual. We have destroyed the base. Awaiting new orders.
This is a good location to establish a base of our own. It's the heart of your operation. And once it's constructed, you can call in more structures to build an army.
Alright, so build your base
Local banished
and wait.
Can you intercept Isabel?
routing to you now.
Salvage teams, this is Decimus. Why have you ceased production? Explain yourselves.
Sounds like we got his attention.
We won't have long before he realizes what's happened. Isabel, keep intercepting those transmissions and sending them through. Jerome, get that base up and running. Units.
Alright, so while your base is building, go around the area and start collecting supplies.
Get yourself in order, Marines! On it!
This means you'll be able to have some decent supplies once your base is built, just in case you used it all on restoration drones.
Move out!
Try to keep your warthogs alive if you can. It won't really affect much if they die, it's just that you won't get many more warthogs. Although sometimes during the mission, pelicans will drop down more warthogs.
Red and ready.
Supply pads will bring in a steady stream of supplies to help you build your army. Now, call in a generator so you can start producing power.
Alright, now call in your generator.
Power as well as supplies.
And then once you're done, you can build your barracks.
Now that we've got resources coming in, build a barracks to field advanced infantry squads. Infantry are your front line in battle, and one of your most adaptable units on the field.
Marine infantry squads now available from your main HQ building. Marines are solid, all-purpose combat units, which can capture objectives
Solid.
and resources on the field.
Alright. So now we just train some infantry,
Bring in more resources, barracks, or set up some automated...
and then keep building some generators and supply pads,
Thanks, Captain.
so you can keep
It's about
building.
time we did some damage of our own.
If you want to, you can build a base turret, but I don't really recommend you should. You shouldn't need it.
I'm detecting a significant energy buildup in orbit above our base.
Alright, once you hear that, start moving your infantry.
Cover strike one.
Start moving your army.
So you crawled out of your hiding places for another battery? I thought we bloodied you enough last time. That was a taste of our power, humans. If you want more, I'll be waiting.
We can't turn down an invitation like that. What's the damage?
Nothing our restoration drones can't repair. We were lucky this time. That plasma beam came from the banished carrier ship, the one that attacked my outpost. The rest of Decimus's salvage operation is north of your position and marked on the map. Make him pay.
We'll be happy to deliver, Isabel. Now let's get going.
Okay, so if you moved your army, you shouldn't have lost any units. But if you didn't, you might have lost a few Marines or maybe a Warthog or Hellbringers. Now you want to make a combination of Hellbringers and Marines. You don't want to just make just Marines. You need to make both, so you're able to get a steady stream and are able to deal with both infantry and vehicles. Jerome will handle vehicles on his part most of the time, but when he's unavailable, Hellbringers won't really do much. You're also going to need to Hellbringers to deal with the Hunters, just so the Warthogs don't explode. Because the AI in this game, they seem to be smart and they actually go to attack what their counter is. So if Hunters spawn in and if there's a big army of Marines and there's a Warthog at the very back, they'll ignore all the Marines and start attacking the Warthog. So that's one thing you got to watch out for when playing Legendary. Now, around the area, there are a few power nodes. I think around here. There's one there. There's one, I think, here. Here or here. And that's all I think that's all of them. There might be more, but I don't really remember. So first we'll come over here. Actually, no, we'll come over here because I know there's a power node there and we can steal it from them. If we steal it from them, I don't think it actually affects the enemies, but it does affect how you get units. Now here's one. Now that's another thing to be careful. On Legendary, and I think heroic, I'm not sure, the banished will put a glassing beam over your units. So you will manage to lose a lot of units whenever you're attacking. But you know, that's just as annoying as that is. That's legendary for you. Okay, so we'll take that and then send the rest of your units back to base if your base is attacked. It most likely will be once you go to take one of the power nodes. So once you repel the attack that they've put on your base, you should be good. Okay, there are 4 power nodes and they're all marked now. One there, and one all the way over here. Okay, so once you repel their attack, yeah, see another Warthog spawned in. Once you repel their attack, you'll be starting to get more generating power, which means you can recycle one of your generators and build a supply pad there. And you won't be starving your power.
Local units. All units. Supply pad constructed.
Okay. Once you're ready, you can go move on the next power node. I might just call them power nodes. Also, if you want, you can put a rally point on top of Jerome, so any new units will go straight to him. That's one of the things that not many players know about, but I find it's very helpful.
There was a battle here near the end of the war. The Master Chief saved us all.
It's good to know John's still out there. Eyes on me, Marines!
Okay, so once you start taking this, they should send reinforcements to stop you. If you can, try and fight them back, which you should be able to now that you have a huge army. Alright, now go back to base because they should have started another assault. Once you get back to your base, deal with any units that are attacking.
All units. All units. All units. Our base is under attack. All units.
Alright, now if you feel safe with your base, you can make defense turrets to defend while you're gone.
All units.
You don't have to, I mean you can keep going back to protect it, but if you don't feel safe leaving your base, you can do it. When a glassing beam comes down, if it targets your Spartan, make your Spartan run away from the rest of the army, and that will make it so the beam will follow him. And that is one good way I found to counter the, one easy way to counter the glassing beam. But if you can't find out what it is, you're just going to have to either, if you still have your restoration drones on, you can use that. Either that or you're just going to have to let your army sort of die, or find out what's being targeted, or spread your army out. Those are a few ways I figured out how to counter the restoration drones. Not restoration drones, the glassing beam. Restoration drones should be able to heal your army at least enough to fight, and not be near, and not die while they're back in the fight. Just a note, they can only put a glassing beam on your army if there's an enemy unit in the area and is spotted by fog of war. That is the only way you can be hit by a glassing beam. They won't just put a glassing beam on you when you're in the middle of nowhere.
All units. All units.
Sound
Alright, so take another one of the power nodes and you should be able to earn more you should be able to generate more power. Once you take it, head to the last one and you should get a nice stream of power. Now I didn't notice, but one of the enemies took back one of the power nodes.
On the way. Moving to position. Let's show them what we can do.
If you want, you can do this last power node and go straight to Decimus, or you can go back to the power node and take another one. It's really your choice. I'm just gonna take this power node and head straight to Decimus. Now, by now, you should have noticed that you actually have the grenade ability ready for the Marines. I'm not sure why that happens, it just does.
Get yourself in order, Marines.
Make sure you're ready with more troops at your base, because you're going to need them.
Ready to go.
Especially for the Decimus fight.
Move out, Marines. Move out.
Lachiebuzzx should not have let you escape at a human base. He may have thought it enough to toy with you, but I won't be so kind.
Alright.
I'm detecting another energy buildup. Take cover.
Everyone, take cover.
Run as you did before.
Now try to get them to move away from the beam, although it will be hard to make sure none of your units die.
Under fire from ground troops.
Make sure you read the death messages, because it will tell you how many it'll tell you what you lost and how many you lost.
All units delivered to DZ. Over. Spartan Jerome here.
Leader power ready. Local units.
Always kill the choppers if you see them. I mean, they're always a threat to your infantry units, and they're the first thing you want to destroy. Next, you want to kill garrisoned grunts. They will be a real pain in your buttinsky if you do not get rid of them. Now, I only just found out that they're actually cutting off the units from getting there because they're trying to attack the base. So if you can, head all your units back and destroy whatever's stopping them from getting to you.
All units.
Because this army that they have down here is actually stopping my units from getting to Jerome.
All units.
And it's all because of the choppers.
All units.
I'm there, sir.
All units.
All units out and on the ground.
All units. All units. Our base is under attack.
Like the message says, if you need more units, just head back to the base and wait there.
All units.
Let them head to you.
I'm under assault from enemy infantry.
I am going to lose Jerome though.
Got my foot on the pedal, sir.
Okay, so without Jerome, this is going to be a little bit harder.
Rally point set.
Now, it did keep the rally point in the same location as Jerome, so quickly change that before they start running back. Now, once you have your army ready again, remember, when you go to fight, always set the Warthogs to attack the choppers first, and be careful. Alright, now that they're taking that, they shouldn't really be there, so I'm going to send a Warthog scout to make sure.
Hog is humming and raring to go. Excuse me, coming through.
Alright, now more units came along, but the rest left. So it should be easy to get your Spartan back up if they had left to take a power node like they did with me.
I'm under fire from ground troops. All right, ready for duty.
Alright,
All units.
So I've replenished most of my army, and I put the rally point back. I'm going to send all my units over here to deal with this core, so I can go around this way instead of going that way.
Tango spotted. Lock and load, Marines.
Jerome, your vehicles won't be able to get past that shield. You'll need to destroy its power supply with your ground troops.
All units.
If you saved your restoration drones, you will be able to prevent a lot of damage, but it won't prevent like a lot of it. You will still lose units if they have been previously damaged.
Ready to go. Need something charged now. Fire from ground troops. Can we roast them?
Alright, now you want to destroy the shield generator so your vehicles can go through.
Receiving fire from ground troops.
All units.
Alright, if you need to, you can send your units back to the base once you've dealt with that shield. Because you're going to need a lot of Hellbringers and Marines ready.
Local units.
This is one of the harder missions because it's pretty hard to manage your army, especially when your army only consists of Marines, Hellbringers, and 2 Warthogs at max, along with Jerome. So it makes the mission pretty annoying to do.
All units.
Right. So remember, once you've dealt with the attack, go back around to destroy Decimus's outpost.
Local units.
If you want, you can destroy the grunts that are stealing your power nodes.
It won't be a problem. Hellbringers, where do you
All units. All units.
Alright, send your units back around if you can. Oh crap. Right.
Hellbringer ready.
Alright, the sound might be a bit buggy. Not sure why.
All units.
Right, okay, it's good. All good. So once all your units catch up, or not, you can decide. Once you feel like you have enough units to attack, you can go and take out the base. Remember, choppers first,
All units.
then deal with the grunts. The grunts shouldn't be a problem, but choppers have I don't know why, but choppers' ramming ability is actually splash damage. So if you have a big group and the chopper decides to use their ram ability, you will lose a bit of
All
units,
units.
or you might take a lot of damage to some of them.
Hellbringer under attack. They've got hunters. Hellbringers, take them out before they can destroy our warthogs.
Alright.
All units.
If the hunters try to retreat, just deal with the choppers.
Remember, your Marines are equipped
Now the hunters will do this a lot. When you try to attack them, they'll keep like running away.
all units.
So if they do that, just run around and deal with the other units. They eventually do come back into range, but it's just some annoying things that the hunters do a lot.
All units.
Now if they do get into garrisons, you're going to need to focus all your Hellbringers onto them. Because they have a lot of health when they're in garrisons.
All units.
When they're out of garrison though, they shouldn't be a problem.
Sir, over. Hellbringers.
All units.
I'm getting hit by enemy infantry. Eager to tear this place up, sir.
All units.
Alright. Once the hunters are all dead, the Warthog should be able to help taking down the base.
All units.
That is one good way to deal with hunters. Just blow up any explosives near them.
All units.
You can focus on something else to try and draw the hunters towards you, and then once they get close enough, attack the hunters. That's what I do sometimes. Just keep creating Marines and Hellbringers and try to keep Jerome on this side of the base. That way they'll come around, they should be able to go around this way and get to the base like that. Now, a lot of people find the boss fight hard. This boss fight is actually pretty easy on Legendary. The second boss fight's a tiny bit harder, but this boss fight isn't really that hard.
Receiving fire from ground troops. I'm guessing that's Decimus.
He looks bigger than the last time I saw him.
Okay, so once you see him, make sure to send your units back whenever he strikes.
Skulls, and let the short ones use them as toys.
We damaged his armor. Don't let up.
Alright.
Master, put an end to these creatures.
Alright, once you get to this boss fight, build nothing but Hellbringers. Because the faster you kill Decimus, the easier it is. If you want, you can use the Marine's grenade ability and the Warthog's ram ability.
One will stand before the might of the banished. All but the strength on my mark.
The only units he will bring are infantry, so all Hellbringers isn't really a bad idea. Although there will be some leftover choppers. Remember, every time he gets to a specific amount of health, just once you see him not taking any more damage, just run back and get away from his giant beam of destruction. Yeah. He'll also say something to Shipmaster, and after he says that, that will happen. Alright, and then you keep fighting. Remember, all Hellbringers. Okay.
One last push.
Alright, this should be the part where you get rid of him. And there you go. That is the mission completed. Our new enemy. Grizzly tank confirmed. Right.
Now he's bombing his own base.
Monster. Killing his own as casually as he kills us.
Decimus must be trying to hide something. Search what's left.
We found something, Captain. Uploading now. Isabel, can you decrypt this for us?
Oh, this isn't good. I'm only recovering bits and pieces of data, but it all points to a cartographer.
Cartographer? Who's that?
Not who, what. I'll debrief you when you're back on the ship. This is gonna take a lot of explaining.
And that is a new enemy on Legendary. That is how you complete it. Alright guys, this is part 1 of Halo Wars 2 Legendary Guides, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.